I want to start this video off by saying this is for people who are obsessed with the meta and play by that rather than just getting characters you love. This is for people who play the gacha solely to get cards to fill their team slots and don't care about characters as long as they have the strongest team. I think any card can work for your team if you put in the work, and this is to help you better understand the card and put it in the right team for both you and that card. If you're watching this, I'm assuming you're already well versed in meta and gameplay, so I'm not going to explain basic gameplay stuff. If you're new and don't know mechanics yet, I have videos on that to fill in some gaps. Also, just to give a little heads up, a lot of the numbers and a lot of the things I'm talking about in this video are JP only as of now. I'm trying to future-proof this video as much as I can, so some things are going to be a little different in the end, and I'm going to try and mention it whenever possible, but just as a heads up, some things are going to look a little different in the end right now, but it will change later. Sebek is an attack Flora Fire Void unit. His max HP is 10,389 and his max power is 6,699. I'm currently in the process of updating my card spreadsheet, so I can't really say if these stats are decent or not, because all of my data is out of date. Sebek's first two spells are Force Strike and Fire Shot 2. As is the case with all other SSRs, that Fire Shot 2 upgrades to Flame Blast 2 at spell level 10. We don't have this feature yet in the end as of March 2023, but when we get the spell 3 mechanic, his spell 3 will be Void Shot 2. It doesn't upgrade at all, it just stays Void Shot. Sebek's skill is a minor Flora damage boost to allies at level 1. At level 5 it's moderate, and at level 10 it becomes major. Sebek isn't the only one with this skill, but it's still fairly unique. He's gonna fit in the best with mono Flora teams. The skill is very helpful, but I will say because he has a fire spell, I would be a little careful deploying him. If you're using a mono or majority Flora team, you're probably going against a water team. Sebek's automatically going to have a disadvantage against enemies, so my suggestion would be either have a healer to make up for the fact Sebek's going to get wailed on, or you can play it safe and only use him in Water Void or Water Flora battles where it'll be safer to use him. He has a damage boost to allies tied to his spell 3, at level 1 it's tiny, at level 5 it's minor, and at level 10 it's moderate. Sebek has duo magic with Jack, who gives him a minor power boost. His other buddies are Idia with a minor HP boost, and Silver with a moderate HP boost. Again, we don't have this feature quite yet in EN, but eventually, at Sebek's first limit break, you'll be able to make and hang pictures of his card art in your guest room. Kinda like a little portrait. So, we've got some okay alternatives. If you see my other card analyses, you already know it's kind of hard to dupe cards, but because of his skill, it's even harder. Right now, SSR Dorm Ace, Birthday Boy Apple, Suitor Suit Lilia, and RPE Zool are my suggestions for alternatives. Sebek and Ace don't have the same spells, but they do have the same elements. They're also both attack cards, and honestly, their HP is super similar. Right now in EN, immediately right now in EN, their stats are actually, both of them are really similar. However, just know that is going to change. Their attack stat is going to vary a little more once we get the spell 3 update, but just as a heads up. The similarities in there though, Ace's skill is different, his buddies are different. In my opinion, Ace is an alternative if Sebek has elements and stats you want, but everything else about him isn't crucial. Apple's biggest strength is that he also has Forest Strike, and more importantly, Apple has Flora boost to allies. Everything else is different though. Apple is going to be your best SSR alternative if you're mostly interested in Sebek's skill. Lilia might also have a lot of differences from Sebek, but he has the same skill, which is the main reason why I chose him as an alternative. That and he was a freebie card, which is always nice. If you've been playing since Ghost Marriage, you probably have Lilia. And normally I don't like suggesting team comps, however I will in this case because Lilia's other buddy is Sebek, so I think if you set up a Flora team with Sebek and have an empty slot, Lilia could be a really good card to put in there. And finally we have Azul. Honestly, this is as good as I could get as of now. Azul's best qualities in this situation are Force Strike, a fire spell, and the fact that he's an attack card. And that's honestly it. His HP is actually not too far from Sebek's, which is pretty nice, but his power is lower, he doesn't give a Flora boost, his soul buddy doesn't share with Sebek. I don't necessarily want to call Azul a final resort, but he kind of is. If you're looking to flesh out your Flora teams, I think Sebek is a fantastic option. Flora boost is a fairly unique skill, and it'll make him a great addition to Flora teams. But don't forget to be a little cautious when deploying him just because of that fire spell. If you go for Sebek, I hope you get him easily, and with that, I'll see y'all later. Bye!